everybody is born with a little something extra, and sometimes they just have to find it. A little something extra is that superpower that every single one of us has inside that motivates us and drives our passion and makes us do the things that we do.
We're all on the same team. Let's think about how we can make that team as inclusive as we can.
For those of you listening to our podcast right now, you can also check out our video podcast at alittlesomethingextrapodcast.org.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of A Little Something Extra with me, Nancy Gianni, and my daughter.
GiGi.
Who?
GiGi, yes, Playhouse.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay, and who else do we have?
Franco too.
Franco
And
too.
the Franco
Franco
of GiGi's
Gianni.
Playhouse.
Yeah.
Should we kick this thing off?
Yes,
Can we go
sorry.
now?
Yes,
All
It's
right.
host talk.
It is host talk today.
How fun is that?
No, nothing. Just because we have
Gigi's
some-
unfiltered.
Gigi's
Oh.
unfiltered.
No, that would be a happy hour roll with. That would be.
Get Gigi some of her dirty Shirleys.
Oh, nice.
Get Mom a glass or two of Chardonnay.
Yeah. Gigi,
I'll
the other night
take-
we're at an event and all of a sudden I go, "What do you have?" And and it was dark, so I knew she had whiskey, and I saw some of or bourbon.
It's
So-
something.
Something. It was something.
It's something.
It was bourbon, and they were passing it around. Everybody was like doing shots, passing it around at. I mean, like
Well, the boys is doing it.
it was the boys, so a bunch of guys were doing. I mean,
Who were
older
you
men.
with? The
So-
boys? Who are these boys?
This
you
was
with?
at
It's Daddy, me, Daddy, and Lucas.
and at Weimer.
The
founder, like, The founder of Wintrust, he was there. So it was all of his like college friends. I mean, these guys are
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And-
his friend Bob.
and his friend Bob.
So.
And next thing I know, Gigi goes, "Can I have the bottle?" I wasn't there. I saw it afterwards. So I go, "How did you get a shot? Why did they give it to you?" She goes, "I gave it to me." So
Yeah.
she poured herself a shot. And then I tasted it just because I was
Yeah.
curious. It burned a hole. I mean, that was strong.
What'd you think of it?
It was good.
Oh, yeah?
It was
Yeah.
good.
You're a
I
bourbon drinker, huh?
told Lucas to try it, but he didn't want to try it.
Lucas can throw him back. I've seen it.
Lucas
It's
can't throw him back.
terrifying.
But he was driving. He was
Yes.
my DD that night.
Yeah.
He was our designated driver. But we went to this very cool event. Devices for the Disabled. It was in Lake Forest. And
no, Highland Park.
it was in Highland Park. It's in Highland Park. And it's a really
One of
cool
the same.
concept where they they give devices for people who need it most, like which I never knew.
Medical devices.
Medical devices. So if you're and a lot of the time it's for people who have been shot, who have been, or they're paraplegic, they're quadriplegics, whatever it is. And what I didn't realize is that if you don't have the right wheelchair, whatever it is that you need, you don't go home. They don't always send you home if you don't have, maybe
Like
it's
if
the
they
right
don't have the right
insurance.
yeah.
I don't really know what the case is, but there was a girl that had been in there for about a year and a half, and they came in and she needed the breathing part of. She needed one of the wheelchairs like that Christopher
Reeves had?
Yes,
Mhm.
that you were able to breathe in, and so they were able to secure one of those for her, and she was able to leave the hospital for the first time in almost 2 years.
Yeah.
And in that time, her
Wow.
little baby sister, she was a teenager, this girl, and in that time, her little baby sister was born. She had never been out, seen this girl in her own house. So they do really cool
That's
stuff.
crazy.
But I mean, I always just thought that that insurance would cover that, or the state would cover that, or somebody would cover that. But so this is what
No,
they
no,
do
it
for
was-
the people that fall through the cracks, for
Yeah.
the people that might not be able to get it. It's called Devices for the Disabled, and I loved it. So in any way that we can help them, I would love to do that with
Can
our
we
location.
change subject now?
Oh, okay. She's ready to move on. Oh, that's right. Well,
Why?
does
What-
it
is
always
there-
have to be about Down syndrome?
Is there some like important month that just started? Or
Yeah.
what is that?
My book.
Oh, your book. She
you want
wants
to
to
talk
talk
about
about
your
her
book. We can talk about your book, but maybe we should talk about like kind of the
Sorry.
overarching concept of
Yeah.
why we're even doing the host talk today.
Yeah.
So the
What
host
is that?
talk is all centered around the fact that yesterday was the start of Down Syndrome Awareness Month,
Whoop whoop.
wasn't it? So yes, it's exciting because today we're celebrating. This episode is all about celebrating Down Syndrome Acceptance Month,
Woo!
which at Gigi's we call it Down Syndrome Acceptance Month, but really universally known it's Down Syndrome Awareness Month.
And to me, the only reason I don't like it is awareness to me is more passive, whereas acceptance is action. And you make, you do something. There's an action towards it. Awareness to me is great. Oh, I'm aware. I know.
Yeah.
That's it. Whereas acceptance is action. You do something different. You step up and treat somebody better, you volunteer, you make a friend with Down syndrome, whatever that is. Acceptance to me just
It's
means
much
something
more about
else.
actually going out there and doing something to really make a change for the community.
Yeah, awareness is one thing, but acceptance to me is
the
action.
awareness piece is important. I think it's two
Totally.
parts. I think that there's a lot of things out in the Down syndrome community that people don't necessarily understand when they're not a part of that community.
Totally. Yeah.
And to be able to understand those pieces is absolutely crucial. But then after understanding that piece, that's when you go out and you actually try to make the change. So I think promoting that overall action of accepting people and being able to introduce them into your world is a really, really key component of what we're trying to accomplish.
I think for me, because, you know, we have Down syndrome achievement centers. We have 62 of them all across the country. We serve families in 93 countries. We do Down syndrome every second of every minute of every hour of every day. So for me,
it haunts my dreams. It does.
For me, like Down syndrome acceptance month is like, it's just what we do every day. So I was thinking about that.
It's true.
Like, what's going to be different for me this time, and what drives me, and I started thinking about it, and I was looking at what I wear every single day, which is a cross and a chromosome.
Mm-hmm.
And I really feel like my life is defined, and my cross and my chromosome are the two things that really guide me spiritually through life. And my chromosome helps me to try to be better. You know, you wear the cross as just a symbol of your faith, and then I wear the chromosome as who I aspire to be, somebody who's better, somebody who lives life like GiGi does, somebody who's more forgiving, somebody who, you know, has to teach herself to do all the things that come naturally to the rest of us, but she's still out there putting in the work every single day. So for me, this month is going to be about crosses and chromosomes, and I'm going to.
Crosses and chromosomes. I like that.
I know.
You're just jealous of my whole body.
She has to say that to me.
She's jealous.
I'm sorry.
She's jealous because
I like saying it.
she only gets to have one extra chromosome.
Right.
And she gets
you
in
get
her
to have
whole
a body full of all of your chromosomes have an extra.
I do.
Or all of your have an extra chromosome in your body.
How about that?
I like saying
She
it.
has to rub it in. She has to rub it in that I just get to wear it and aspire to be her, and she gets it in her whole beautiful body.
Sorry.
Don't you?
Well, how do I get myself an extra chromosome?
No,
what do I have to
don't
do?
even think. You could wear one. I'll
You
get
didn't have one.
She already knew what I was going to say.
I know.
I want to get a tattoo of an extra chromosome.
No, I said I will get you the chain. I will get. I've already got a vision for a men's bracelet. That's really cool. That has it's gonna and it's gonna have other.
Well,
what about? And I really think it should be a cross and a chromosome, because I don't know. This is just something that just hit me, and it's something that I'm proud of. It's something that when I look in the mirror, or when I, again, I've talked about this multiple times, when I'm driving and about to swear at somebody, as GiGi knows that I does and calls me out every single time, I think about that extra chromosome, and I think about being better. And I think that that's going to be my message to everybody for this month is just, let's do better. Let's be better. And my cross and chromosome tell me that every single day, and it's something I'm going to be celebrating this month. So
what do you think?
Actually, you know what? I was inspired by that by Charlie Kirk and his death, and seeing that he was never afraid to talk about his faith. And I talk about it in ways, my whole life, I've never felt like I could say God bless you unless someone sneezes. Like when someone sneezes, of course, I say God bless you. But you know, like how people say bless you or praise God, or they say stuff like that. I always felt like I'm not a priest. I can't say that. Like I can't say those things. So to hear somebody speaking of their faith, I mean, Charlie Kirk, Joel Osteen, all these different people that do it, I feel like, okay, maybe I can't. I always say thank you, God. Like whenever something amazing happens, I say thank you to God in that moment. But I don't say so many other things that I feel in my heart. So I'm going to go with my crosses and chromosomes.
There you go.
And show my faith and show my love and just be who I think God made me to be.
Well, I think that's exactly what this whole message is also, is like the idea of like you should always be who God made you to be. And I think that GiGi and individuals with Down syndrome are the same way, is that they have their extra chromosome, and that isn't something that we should be, isolating someone for, segregating people for, or dismissing them for, or not seeing value in, right, Gigi's? And I think when you look at people for who they are and meet them where they are, it's a lot easier for people to be able to, accept and be able to include people in their lives and be able to actually just change this mindsets that they have for people.
Totally.
Just because not everyone's going to be the exact person you want them to be.
Right.
And I think that you need to be able to accept people for that and celebrate it too.
Yeah.
Because I think if that was the case, then we'd live in a very boring world.
And we were talking about that yesterday, weren't we? When we were talking about your presentation that you're doing.
Yeah.
Which we're trying to figure out the name. So it's what is the presentation about?
About my life.
About your life. And
Where did you do it for the first time? Your presentation.
United Nations.
You did it at the United Nations.
Yep. And then she did it again
At Fellows.
at Fellows Brand. Yep. For all of
I want to do
their.
it again.
You want to do it again? She loves Fellows. She did it for all of their shareholders.
Yeah.
They're a privately owned company, and she
Speaking
did
of Fellows, I said something on my letters. So
Oh, because they gave a donate. Yep. Gigi signs every acknowledgement letter, and yep, you signed one for John, didn't you?
I did.
Yes.
I said, I love Fellows so much.
Say that right to the camera, right there.
Right there. There you
Right
go.
there.
I love Fellows so much.
There you go. Clip it.
There it goes. But
Yeah.
So she's been doing these presentations on the value of her life, on how she's judged by her diagnosis, on why babies like her are not able to be born. Why is there such a high termination rate? She wants to show people the value in her life and the life of everybody with a disability, right?
And Godspeed.
At Godspeed, yep, and that's part of your.
I know. She was waiting to plug that because you said that when you said God earlier, like God bless you, she immediately said Godspeed.
And what about who else is in your presentation besides all the things you've done? Singing the national anthem at the Cubs game, at a country music concert with Scotty McCreery, going to be singing at it next month at a celebrity softball game with a bunch of big stars, with country singers and all the MLB players.
Not to mention also attending every grand opening of every playhouse that you have, all 63 of them. You know, doing speeches, traveling on the country, being a representation of this community and all that you could do.
Inspiring people. And then what else? Who else do you talk about in your speech?
About Lucas.
Well, I forgot about him. Of course, that had to come up.
I
It's
don't know
not what I was
how you
thinking.
would've
Yes,
thought
about
she
your
would've said that.
boyfriend.
Sorry.
Always talks about. You always find a way to get Lucas.
I like that.
Oh, I know you do. And then what about who else besides Lucas?
Hugo.
Hugo. And what do you talk about him?
He's a pit bull.
He's a pit bull, and people judge him by his breed, just
Yes.
like they judge you by your diagnosis.
But he's not mean. He's friendly.
He is not mean. Exactly. But people think pit bulls are mean. So it's really a good presentation. So anyways, we've really been going back and forth on it because in it, she says proudly, I am not a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
I am not a mistake. And God wants me here. And so we're trying to figure out
Godspeed.
because she's supposed to be going out to different places she'll be giving this presentation. Do we want to call it I Am Not a Mistake? Originally, it was called Unheard to Unstoppable. And then I kind of liked I Am Not a Mistake, but then somebody said that's kind of like in your face too much. Then I also thought about
I think just I have value.
I have value. I'm valuable. I whatever. So
Yeah, so
something
we're playing
else
around with that.
yeah.
So we'll see what that's going to be.
Really
You know what I
excited.
would love to maybe see, and maybe even our audience would like to see it too, is maybe once we get it all locked in, then you could even do that presentation for the podcast too.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
And we do like a special version of it, of you doing like your presentation to the listeners.
And a conference too.
And at the conference too.
Oh,
yeah.
the national conference, the GG's national conference. Yep, our leadership conference is coming up. That's that ends. That's at the very
I'm so
end of
excited.
Down Syndrome Acceptance Month. I'm excited too. All of our locations. So
And what else? And remember
what?
my anniversary.
That is your
Oh,
anniversary.
your anniversary.
The Tuesday
On
before the
4th.
conference starts. I know.
November 4th. How many years?
3 years.
3 years.
It is true.
Woo!
But yeah, I'm excited for you to be able to take that out more because I think that you being able to embrace your leadership in this organization is going to be really, really key.
Oh.
Because,
She's
What?
speaking at 2 other women's leadership conferences this month too.
yeah, and I think the fact that you're then going to be able to take the leadership skills and the value that you have brought to this organization and being able to bring it out into the world to just show people too, because you have so much value. And it's amazing that you can be able to articulate that and be able to bring it out into the world and be able to showcase that to whether it's leadership conferences and things like that, or it's going to organizations and being able to talk to them and their employee base and being able to see that people with Down syndrome and other disabilities have so much that they could bring
So
to the
much value.
table.
And you don't even think about it. Like one of the
And allow
leadership
them to be leaders too.
Yes. One of the leadership conferences she's speaking at is about foster care and showing families that would be, might not think that they would want to foster somebody
adopt
with
a
a
child with Down
disability.
syndrome, yeah.
Look at what they can be,
Mhm.
or adoptive parents,
Right.
whatever that is, really showing them who who you can be, that the sky's the limit.
Yeah.
And she just did a book signing last week at Barnes & Noble in Naperville. Barnes & Noble in Naperville,
Yeah.
which was amazing.
What
And she
book
rocked
were you
it.
signing?
What book was it?
It was my GiGi Journey.
Where is
Oh.
it? Oh, does it look like
Is
this?
GiGi's Journey
Yeah.
sitting here next to us?
Yes. The exciting thing about this is that what really excites me about this book is, first of all, the messaging that it gives to elementary school age kids.
Mhm.
It's such a powerful message. It's not about Down syndrome. It's about a group of friends, and one of them happens to have Down syndrome.
Yeah.
And she really teaches them some lessons. Gigi's Playhouse is in it. But it's really exciting to me because every school,
Don't tell to the end.
I won't tell the end.
Thank you.
We
It's
won't
a
spoil it.
yeah.
No spoiler. No spoiler.
No spoiler alert, but the end is really, really good.
Don't
Yeah.
say it.
The problem is with the end, once you read it to the end, you want to read the next one.
Yeah.
And that's what makes this very exciting. They've even been talked with Pixar about making it into a movie, the whole Harry Moon series, and adding Gigi to it. So having an individual with Down syndrome as the star of the book is just something that's opening eyes, and it's going to continue to open eyes. And we need to continue to get this out there. So
Yes.
this is something for everybody out there. Get it in your schools, bring it to your family, whatever it is, get it out there. Our schools need this. We need acceptance. Our kids need acceptance. They need to understand that individuals with Down syndrome are just like everybody else. They want to learn. They want to have fun. They want to have friends. I mean, it's a really, really important, powerful message. And I think we really need some help getting it out there.
Yeah, and it leads into what we always say is the fact that exposure leads to understanding, and understanding leads to acceptance.
Yep.
It's a 3-part thing. And it's so key. So if a kid, so this is for readers that are age like 7 to 13. I mean, you can go a little older than that. But the book is all about that exposure piece. I mean, you're seeing that there's a person with Down syndrome that's introduced into a classroom. She's the new kid in town in Sleepy Hollow, Miss Gigi. And but the fact that she's embraced and then added into this friend group and not seen as someone who's different, because obviously we see in schools nowadays, and we've seen it forever, is that so many of the classrooms are segregated.
Yeah.
And that people with disabilities and intellectual disabilities tend to be in a different wing of the school.
Yeah.
So then you don't have that exposure piece. You might have that in elementary age school, but as soon as you go to middle school and high school, that typically is when it cuts off.
Absolutely.
And that's exactly what the great part about this book is, in trying to introduce it into schools, and then also just introducing it to readers that haven't had much exposure to Down syndrome, is the idea that they'd be able to learn and see that, oh, there's a person with Down syndrome in this friend group, and she's providing all this value into this, and she's helping and solving this mystery that's happening in the town.
Totally.
And yeah, she was misunderstood at first, but then through just hanging out with her and getting to know her, you really get to learn that she's no different than anybody else.
Totally. And I love the beginning when she first comes into the classroom and the kids are like, whoa, like
who is this girl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
How do we interact with her?
yeah. And the teacher kind of brought up, and the one kid was making fun of her, as many do. And then the other ones were sticking up for her. So it was such a good dynamic. But I loved the one part and it was Harry. It was Harry Moon. It's in the Harry Moon series. When he saw Gigi's face when she kind of looked down when the kids were being mean, and he said he knew that she had felt that before.
Yeah.
She knew that
It's
this
just
has
another
happened
day at
before.
school.
It's another day.
Yep.
And it's something like that touched my heart. I just heard it again yesterday in the audiobook, and it really touched me because it is just another day for these guys, of people looking at them, of stares or laughing or bullying or whatever it might be, and just not being accepted as this wasn't. It was making fun of, that the one kid was making fun of, but the other class, other kids in the class were being protective. So it's a beautiful story. I'm really excited for people to read it. And I think it's important for parents to get it in their kids' schools. Whether you have a child with a disability or not, it's a beautiful message. And I think that that's the most important thing about it.
Yeah. So yeah, for this month, please, for Down Syndrome Awareness Month, it's the best book that you could
So
possibly have tied into Down
Yeah.
Syndrome Awareness Month.
So good.
Because it's really bringing awareness into the town of Sleepy Hollow, which
Yeah.
could bring
And a new
awareness
one,
into all the
too.
schools and stuff.
Yeah.
What?
Go ahead.
And then everyone's is new too.
You got another new book. What's that one?
It's called the GiGi Way.
How do you say that?
The GiGi Way.
The
Sorry.
GG
The
way.
GG way.
I can't say the GG way without going the GG way, because that's how you
Mine's
say it.
better.
Oh, hers is better.
Well,
Well,
it
of
is
course
your-
it is,
It's your way
because
It
it's
is.
you,
of saying the
and
GG
it's
way.
your way. Of course, it's better than mine.
But yeah, so I'm very, very excited for us to be able to keep pushing that and try to get more people promoting this book, and then soon when GiGi Way comes out, doing that as well. But because that's just one piece of what we could be able to do this month for Down Syndrome Awareness Month. I mean, it's so important that we take advantage of this time, that we have the audience that we have going out there and being able to spread this message as well.
Yep.
Because I mean, that's what the power of a network is all about.
Yep.
And to be able to get out there and being able to talk about Down syndrome, being able to talk about the value that you bring, being able to talk about the journey that GiGi may have, but then just also being able to share this stuff too.
Totally. Well, and each book, the GiGi's Journey and the GiGi Way, has social emotional learning attached to it. So the teachers then can open up dialogue with the kids in the class. So like with the GiGi Way, Gigi's superpower is her Down syndrome. They can then go in and dissect. Everybody has a superpower. Hers is her extra chromosome. What is yours? It could be, everybody has a superpower. So both of these books come with social emotional learning tools. So you can talk about these, talk about somebody in your classroom that might be different, that might have a disability. And you could talk about, how you might feel like you're different. And it really just opens up dialogue. And I think it's really great that both of these have those tools. So you could open those up with your child or with your classroom.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool. Yeah. So anyways, that's just one little piece of Down Syndrome Acceptance Month. So we would love, go visit a local playhouse.
That's a big piece too.
Yeah. I think to walk in, exposure breeds acceptance, like you said. I think visit a playhouse.
Well,
me, Lucas does.
You and Lucas do?
Yeah, remember?
You guys have been going on your playhouse journeys. They love visiting
playhouses. Yes, they do.
But I think that's such a big thing that people could be able to talk about with other people in their networks for Down Syndrome Awareness Month. Like the biggest thing is like we're preaching to the choir here, especially with this podcast and with a lot of like the audience that we have with Gigi's Playhouse. Is like, we're part of the Down syndrome community. We celebrate it. We love it. It's amazing. And we understand the value and how amazing it is to be a part of this community. Yeah. But so many other people don't, just because they're not exposed to it.
Totally.
So the key that we really want to be able to push this month, and we really just want other people to understand, is the idea of introduction. And being able to go out and talk about
Be a connector.
Being a connector, exactly. Bringing people in to visit Gigi's Playhouse or visiting any other Down Syndrome Achievement Center or Down Syndrome Association that's in your area, but really just opening it up and opening the dialogue. Yeah. And then ideally being able to get them to become part of the network, becoming one of these believers that we have. Yeah. And whether it's through volunteering, whether it's just through sharing with other people and having that ripple effect that we talk about so much. Totally. But really it's just trying to cast the widest net we can. Yeah. And making that biggest wave.
And help us give a voice to a population of people that really need it.
Yeah. And it happens in every area too. I mean, like we talked about the idea with the book and being able to introduce it into schools.
I want to sign again at Sunday.
Yeah.
And then
you got book signings all month.
Sunday, and you're going to be signing all month. And that's a great way of getting out in the community. But I think another big one too is being able to introduce it into corporate America. Yeah. And being able to talk about it, because there's been so much great movement that's happened over the course of the last, probably 10 years when it comes to the focus on really the big focus for the last 10 years was DEI and inclusion and things like that. And even though businesses have kind of moved away from it, they haven't moved away from their sense of corporate social responsibility and community impact.
Well, and the problem was disabilities didn't really get a big piece of that DEI movement.
Yeah.
So maybe it's our turn now, because we really weren't as involved in that. There was a lot of marginalized voices that were stepping up a lot louder than, unfortunately, people with disabilities. We were not getting that. We weren't capturing that stage. So I'm hoping now, and like you said, GiGi spoke at corporate, Sunbelt Corporate, spoke at Fellows Brands. I mean, she's getting out there and speaking, and so are other advocates and other ambassadors. And that's just an important piece, is to really get out there. And then also for the typical population to be connectors. Be connectors and introduce people, get people, stop at a playhouse, stop at a Down syndrome, any kind of organization, go to, Jerry's Cafe where they employ individuals with disabilities. There's all kinds of coffee shops. There's all kinds of places and things that you could do.
I love coffee places.
Yes. And there's a lot of amazing influencers on social media too that are really spreading a lot of great messages. There's so many great moms on social media. I mean, we've had a ton of them on the podcast. Yeah. There's a lot of great self-advocates as well that are out there talking about, their journey and empowerment and being able to grow. obviously all the organizations too.
Yeah.
But I think just in the fact that we could also get people that aren't a part of the community, whether it's, on the corporate side, influencers, and people in the world in schools, being able to get them to be sharing this message as well it's something that it legitimizes the fact that people see that people with Down syndrome have value.
Yeah. 100%.
And their families have value, and that there is a place for them in this world. And if we could just get everyone to start buying into that, it'll really help change perspectives.
I agree.
Because I think that the lack of attention that there has been on people with intellectual disabilities is the reason that people are afraid. They don't know how to be able to react or to be able to interact with people with disabilities. And when you start bringing it to the forefront, that's when you'll start seeing the change, because people won't feel as uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing. I think that there's some shitty people out there.
Yeah.
But I think at the same time, most people
want to be good.
They just don't know how to be.
Right. Agreed.
And it's just, you got to give them the roadmap.
You can see the uncomfortable when they see not knowing what to do. You see it in people that haven't been exposed to people with disabilities. You just see it when they walk up and don't know what to do or don't know what to say. And then
a little person with Down syndrome walks up and grabs their hand and pulls them away.
And then
they're just like, oh,
okay.
Yeah, just gonna roll with it.
That's
the whole thing. That is literally, I'd say, the number one message I can give to someone that hasn't been exposed to Down syndrome or anything like that. And it's the number one thing that any family faces right off the bat is just roll with it.
Yep.
Just like, all right, you got a prenatal diagnosis. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
We're just going to roll with it and see how it goes.
Yep.
And then, okay, well, you just met with someone with Down syndrome. Typically, you have no idea what to expect, how they're going to interact. They come up, and next thing you know, they blew you away. But the key is you just got to roll with it.
Yep. You just got to.
Yeah.
Well, you got to be exposed.
And that's life. You just got to roll with it, too.
Yep.
So I think it's no different than anything else.
Yeah. Because they're always surprised. I know when, people meet her, and then and you could tell when it's someone who hasn't been as exposed to people with disabilities, and then I'll, introduce Gigi. She'll have eye contact with them, and almost always it's either she'll always notice something about them, and it's always going to be, oh, I like your earrings, or I like your dress, and they're so taken back because they're not expecting that.
Yeah.
And that's my favorite thing, because then they'll be like, oh my gosh, thank you, and then I like your this, and then dialogue starts, and that's my favorite thing when you watch that happen. When you watch that person go, oh my gosh, okay, I didn't expect that. But that's awesome. Mm-hmm. And then friendships start to form because you realize I could be friends with this person, and you're, this is no longer a person with a disability. This is my friend.
Yeah.
And that's really how that happens. But that's why I love that Gigi's is 90% volunteer run, because those volunteers that come in here end up making the best friends in the world. And then they go out there and they spread that message to all of their friends. And then they bring those friends in that aren't sure what to do, and then they start their youth boards in their high schools, or their Generation G boards, or the young professional board. Like, amazing things happen when people start connecting everybody. So I guess that would be our number one message today, is just make that connection in whatever way, whether it's through a playhouse, a Down syndrome org, a friend, just anybody with a disability. Just get out there. Make a connection.
Just make some actions.
Yeah.
Make some actions. Because it's acceptance month, not awareness month.
Yeah. So I will be using my cross and my chromosome to preach about a population of people that I love more than anything, that I think deserve to be here. I know that God sent them here to teach and to love and to show us what this world is really all about. And I'm just excited that I have a different outlook on it this year, and one that I'm just not afraid of, and that I'm going to be talking about more, and I get to do it for the next 30 days. And that's God calling me right now, saying, good girl.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think this month is obviously, this is the time to do it. I think we need to be doing it all year long.
I do too.
But this is a month that really accentuates the point of what we should be doing all year long. But it gives us, at least now, this gives us a time where people should be paying attention.
Absolutely.
It's like, all right, well, we're going to keep preaching this.
Yeah, we are.
But now we have the excuse to be like, all right, you need to listen.
We got a month, because it's our month.
This is our month.
Damn it, it's our month.
Up.
We're doing it.
Yeah.
And I think anybody who wants a chromosome, we have chromosome tattoos, temporary tattoos. We have necklaces. We have keychains. I love giving out the chromosome keychains, because that's another thing that's tangible that you can carry with you if you're not going to do a necklace or something like that. I just love just having, and it could just, it doesn't have to actually be a tangible thing. I shouldn't have to have these two things on my neck to represent the way I really want to be, but I like the constant reminder. And I like when people ask me about it. Mm-hmm. They're like, is that a chromosome? Or is that a crop? Like, what is that on your neck? Yep, that would be my extra chromosome. Yep. And it just opens up dialogue, and that's all we can ask for this month. So thank you all for being here, right, Gigi?
Right.
So, I mean, are there any, is there any advice or maybe some tips that you would want to give with the audience?
Did you say tips?
I did say tips.
Tips!
Woo! Tips!
That's better.
Okay.
Here are my tips for how you can spread love for Down syndrome acceptance month.
Woo!
All right, let's hear them.
1, show up.
Woo! Show up. Just show up.
Visit or volunteer at Jay's Playhouse or another Down syndrome group.
Okay.
That'll work.
Love that. Will do.
Make a friend. Introduce yourself to someone with Down syndrome.
Oh, I like that one.
Deal.
Give it a gift we can use to help to spread acceptance.
Give a gift.
Share our story with your friends.
Share our story with your friends. Okay.
Bring my book. You can get GiGi's Journey on the link in our bio.
Okay. GiGi's Journey.
Woo! Be Generation G. Be accepting. Be generous and be kind.
Woo! Oh,
Generation G. Lead it off with that, huh?
Yeah. We didn't even talk about Generation G because Generation G is just what we should be every day.
That's the acceptance piece.
Yep.
Put your head and put it on social.
Put it on your hand, put it on social, or just be kind every single day. Be generous, be kind, be accepting. That's all you got to do to be Generation G. So that should be year-round. And those things should be for Down Syndrome Acceptance Month and year-round also.
And year-round.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Great work. All right, guys. Well, thank you again. Go out there. Be amazing.
Spread the love for Down Syndrome Awareness Month.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a whole month ahead of us.
Yeah.
We got a lot of time to do a lot of amazing things.
Yes. Check out our social. Follow us on social because Gigi's going to be doing a lot of amazing things, a lot of amazing speaking events coming out, really helping to show the value of individuals with Down syndrome and why they deserve to be born. And I'm going to be out there. We're all going to be out there. So
making it happen.
Follow along, and we'll see you next time on another edition of A Little Something Extra. Everybody is born with a little something extra, and sometimes they just have to find it. A little something extra is that superpower that every single one of us has inside that motivates us and drives our passion and makes us do the things that we do.
We're all on the same team. Let's think about how we can make that team as inclusive as we can.
For those of you listening to our podcast right now, you can also check out our video podcast at alittlesomethingextrapodcast.org.